Feed her. Worship her. Give her your body. Are you ready to repent? Feed. 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 Feed.
I'm legitimately so happy I got to this very new series. I'm the first to cover it, so I'm like, ooh, I'm excited. But basically, hi, my name is Damien. I am the owner of Hivemind Reviews, and this channel is mostly centered on horror-focused stuff. So if you don't like anything scary, I suggest you click off now. Or if you're probably a child under 10, which I don't even know why you're here, you should probably go. But I also just cover the things I like in general, like horror movie-wise or comic-wise. And basically this is just my own little corner of the internet where I give my opinion, but nobody wants it, but
too bad, because I'm doing it anyway.
But in specifics for today's video, this was recommended to me by my friend. Thank you for recommending me this, because it is a very good series in my opinion, even if it's just new and doesn't have a lot of videos. They recommended me this, and I instantly went into the deep, darkest pits of whatever the hell this channel is. And just in general, whatever it is, I'm interested. I like it. But before I would start the video, I would like to mention that there are triggering topics such as suicide, self-harm, and child sexual assault. So if you are triggered by any of that, feel free to leave at any time. Now, let's review. Upon first glance at this channel, I'm seeing biblical imagery, especially with the profile picture being of Mother Mary from the Bible covered in this amethyst. And the description is exceptionally concerning, as if it's phrased by somebody who isn't quite a person as referring to "you are but a mortal." The least recent video on this channel was Crystal Mary on May 9th, 2025. The most recent actually irks me because in the middle of making this video, I got a notification that RottingMarigolds had actually made a new video 22 minutes ago, which in all technicality is the 17th of May, 2025, but I'm still highly offended that I got interrupted. But that's just general info of the channel. I'm going to play the first video, and after this, I will give my comments on it. And I'll probably point out anything I find interesting.
Feed her. Worship her. Give her your body. Are you ready to repent? Feed. 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 Feed.
Now, I'm not known for being an analyst, but I can sense the metaphorical undertones from like miles away. In the way that this is phrased, it seems like manipulation of another person by using the Bible, or in this case Mother Mary, to push their point or to get what they want. From what I concluded, this message just in general sounds very manipulative, and this is probably a two-way conversation between whoever this person is trying to push their point to this other person. And also in a way, it feels like the way it's phrased, just in general, kind of feels like it's implying that something bad happened, like maybe sexual assault. Because it is very common for churches to try and do this thing. We are going to be heading on to video number 2 now.
You were a lamb once, innocent and soft. Your innocence was stripped away. No one believed you. You were told to pray, to lie to yourself. You were told that they would never do that to you. You poor, innocent lamb. Oh, where have you gone?
Okay, after watching that, some red flags popped up in my head like immediately. There's very large themes of child sexual assault. And just in general, this seems like it's perpetrated by members of the church itself, or it could be a priest. And why did Crystal Mary pop up at the end of the video? What significance does that have? Because I'm scared. But on a more serious note, I think the Crystal Mary at the end is supposed to represent the manipulation of if this is a child, or I don't know, if this child and the church. And obviously something horrible happened in that church, and this child is being lied to about it, told to pray, if that's what I'm understanding correctly from it. Me, in personal, I just think the having your innocence stripped away from you is just a direct metaphor for CSA. We're gonna move on to the third video.
Remember. Do you remember? Remember the body of your friend. The lifeless body. The cold, bitter body. She said she would do it. You knew she would. You didn't stop her. You sat there. You told her she was going to hell. You are disgusting. You are a worthless child.
Alright, so my suspicions on the characters involved in this being children were correct. It was CSA. But the third video is where it gets interesting because there's this new child who's involved. A child who is apparently the friend of the child who is being manipulated by the church. But what gets me is the child that's being focused on in this video is dead. And since there are no names being mentioned so far, I'm just going to refer to the suicide child as girl and the one before as boy. So, boy tells girl that she's going to go to hell for committing suicide. He knows she's going to do it, but he doesn't stop her. And when you think about it, these are both children experiencing this, so they're going to be coping through some unhealthy ways. And it's pretty obvious that boy is beating himself up over it because of the last lines at the video. The words being, "You are disgusting, you are a worthless child." That could be the church chastising him for the death of his friend, or that could just be mental self beating himself up, basically. But relating to unhealthy coping mechanisms in general, we're going to be heading on to the fourth video.
You are a disgusting child, Silas. You are a lying, selfish sinner. You disappoint everyone. You are useless. You're a product of unhappiness. Jesus doesn't love you, you worthless, harrowing demon. You don't deserve the life you have. You don't deserve anything. You should have gone deeper. Maybe then you would be okay. Cut. Slit. Slash. Rip. Rip your skin apart. Maybe then you will be perfect.
Well, surprisingly that one was straightforward. And boy has a name now. It's Silas, or Silas. I'm gonna go with Silas because it sounds a bit better. So, in the video, Silas is looking in the mirror. Obviously, he might be talking to himself and saying all these horrible, degrading things, probably because of his friend's death. It could honestly be that he feels guilty about her suicide, or in general, he feels like he's not worthy enough to have the life he lives, or in retrospect, he could be becoming suicidal from his friend's death. And due to Silas cutting, he feels as if he's inadequate enough, and he feels as if he needs to go deeper so he'll be okay. Obviously, the abuse from the church and the death of his friend will probably get to him. We're going to be moving on to the 5th video.
You are wet with the tears you have cried from all those times they have wronged you, my sweet babe. Let my divinity heal you and my grace lead you into a better place. Your pain is eternal. You bleed from your mouth to your vulva. Your sin of suicide has been frowned upon. Poor young Delilah. The rope tightened around your selfish neck, and only then did you realize how precious your sad, disgraceful life was to you. Now your body only smells of rotten metal in an unmarked grave. Your soul, once light and blue, now a dark ruined shade of green. Your life will not be remembered, you ungrateful Ave. You will spend an eternity in your own hell of reliving the suffocation you once experienced with the noose. You are but an unclean swine.
So, we have a name for the girl now. Delilah. At the beginning of the video, I'm seeing more Crystal Mary imagery. This seems to be a bit frequent throughout the series. I do not know what Crystal Mary is supposed to represent, but if I'm going to take a guess, I'm going to guess that this is the church, or maybe the person who assaulted Delilah, you know, luring her into that false comfort only to betray her. And again, with how this is phrased, I feel like Delilah's self-hatred and the trauma is mostly coming from the beliefs of the church and what they have pushed upon her, or whoever was in that church who assaulted her. This could be a reason why she's feeling these things. And mentioned in the video, Delilah shows regret for her suicide, as it feels like it's being phrased by her, but also like an accusatory tone from another person. We're going to be moving on to the 6th video now.
You selfish, disgusting bastard. You pain yourself out of your own selfish grief. She was right to burn you for your sin. From 1 year to another you will not be different. You could never be a different person. You need to become one with the earth and heavens, but you are greedy for validation. You will go to hell. You will burn. You don't matter, Silas. In the bigger picture you mean nothing. You have no purpose but to praise God. And yet you failed. No matter how much you cut and slit, you will never matter. Not to yourself. Not to anyone. You don't matter.
I've noticed a theme with these videos. The 6th video and behind that, all the videos behind the 6th, have this theme of self-depreciation. Hell, because even one of the videos is actually called that. I feel like this is a very big theme. I feel like it's a key to whatever trauma is being inflicted upon these children. Something that Silas and Delilah have in common. And obviously in this video titled Worthless, Silas is still feeling the same emotions he did before, but it seems to have worsened tenfold. And yet again, it feels as if Silas is blaming himself, but it also sounds as if somebody else is talking to him. Or, in this case, he could be parroting what was said to him by the church or whoever this is. Because children are easily impressionable. They will get wrong ideas about things and do it the wrong way for the rest of their lives because it'll be set that way. Let's move on to the 7th video.
She stood outside the bathroom door. She heard you. She knows what you did. You could see the disappointment on her face. How selfish of you, Silas. Cutting yourself because of something you did? How disgraceful. You are a horrible child. A worthless little slut. This is why the men in the church did that to you and Delilah. No amount of praying will save you. Not from this punishment. You are such a stupid, worthless child. You deserve nothing that you own. You really do deserve what will happen. Maybe you should follow in Delilah's footsteps. You will burn.
I genuinely don't know what to say. I'm speculating that the black figure in the video is Silas's mother or guardian, because the background is set in a house. The way she phrases about Silas makes me think that they might be related or they might be close. Me personally, I think this is the most hard-hitting video based on what she said about Silas and Delilah and the men in the church. And it's now clear that the CSA didn't only happen to Delilah, it also happened to Silas, which could also be a reason for the self-harming behavior that he exhibits. Now what gets me going is the fact that she basically just told him to kill himself. Maybe you should follow in Delilah's footsteps, as she basically said. And at the end, there was uncensored self-harm on the screen on Silas's arms. But finally, we have compiled all the videos into one. I've analyzed each one of them, and now it's time for the final rating. On a legitimate scale of effort, I think I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. I love the imagery. It didn't seem as imaginative as I would have thought it to be, but it's still really good. Quality-wise, I'm gonna give it a 7.8. It's okay. I don't have no strong opinions on it. It's pretty good. So. Okay, so this is my favorite one. I'm going to give Rotting Marigolds a lore score of 9. Me personally, I really enjoyed the story. I know it's unfinished and the creator is still working on it, but I'd like to say good job. This is actually something I'm invested in, and I actually really like the characters. So, yay! And disregarding all of that, we are going to be going on the scare factor. I'll explain how scare factor works. You make a little series, I review it, and I give you an amount of Beatles based on how much I like it. 10 Beatles being the best, 0 being the worst. And it's solely based off on how bad the media scared me or made me jump. And I'm gonna give it 3.5 Beatles. The story itself isn't very scary based, it's more lore based. That's kind of why I got a higher rating in the lore section. But overall, Rotting Marigolds is a pretty good analog horror channel. I think you should check them out. Go look at their page and like all their videos, please. Watch it for yourself, make your own theories, and have fun. This was Hivemind Reviews, and I'm logging off.